All right, guys, let's check out a new release from Heuer. This is, well, I'm not going to regurgitate the number. Here's the numbers. The model number's on the bottom left there. I'll put it in the description. I'll put a link to Saltzman's in Rhode Island. There's the retail price and contact information. So you can get a hold of Richard out at Saltzman's in Rhode Island. Tell him I sent you, and he'll get you the best deal possible. But let's talk about the watch. This is a 40.5 millimeter stainless steel Tag Heuer. You can see the seconds hand is ticking. That's right, it is a quartz watch. So this is going to be, I think, what maybe if you're watching my channel and you're like a huge watch enthusiast and stuff like that, maybe this fits in your collection, maybe it doesn't. But I will say that this is probably more likely what a lot of people are going to walk in and buy that aren't like watch enthusiast at the level that you and I maybe are. So because it's a very simple and easy to use watch. It has a really cool look to it. It's a dive watch, it is technically a dive watch. It's 200 meter water resist, but it doesn't require the interaction that many of us desire with the automatic movements or the manual wind movements. So elephant in the room, there you go. Maybe you don't want to watch the rest of the video if you're only into automatic watches, but for the rest of everyone else that is shopping for a Tag Heuer quartz watch, then I'll give you the specs on this thing. So it is a 40, I measure at 40.5 millimeter from here to here. They say it's a 40, but I think it wears like a 40. I don't want to confuse you too much, but from here to here is like 40.4 millimeter, but it wears like a 40. The lug to lug is part of the reason. It is a shorter lug to lug. From here to here is 46.5 millimeter. So that helps reduce the overall size that's on your wrist, making it more comfortable and wearable on a regular basis. Also, part of that equation is the thinness of this. This is only 11.1 millimeter thick. So that also helps in that. You have a 20 millimeter lug width here, and this excellent bracelet tapers down to 18 millimeter. You have polished center links. Yes, they're going to get scratched up. That's part of the nature of that. If you want to swap this out and put it on a rubber strap or something like that, I think Tag makes a fitted rubber strap for this. And if they don't, then a straight one would be fine too. You can probably pick one of those up for like 40 bucks. And then you have a fully milled out clasp, 3 micro adjust, and it has a double pusher here, but it has 2 posts. So it's extra security there. And then additionally, I thought it was a dive extension at first because my old one back there, I'll show you, has a dive extension on it. This is simply not a long enough throw to be a dive extension. Rather, this is probably about, I don't know, 5 millimeter, kind of like an easy link type thing. So you don't have to do the micro adjust necessarily. If you're out in the humidity or something and your wrist swells up, you can just pop this off wrist, snap that over, and you're back in the comfort zone. Here's a look at the case back. Has a nice star emblem there. Swiss made, Tag Heuer, Aquaracer, 200 meter. And then here's a close-up of the front. You have that kind of teak deck dial there. Very simple, just says Aquaracer up top, Tag Heuer shield, 200 meter or 660 feet down below. You have no date. So it's a very clean, aesthetically looking watch. You have the ticking of the seconds hand. Everything's framed with polished indices or handset, and there's going to be some good lume on this. I'll show you that in a moment. You have a full stainless steel bezel with diode markers. It is a 60 click. And it lines up. Nice 6.5 millimeter screw down crown, also signed. And the watch is mostly brushed, good brushing with sharp edges, showing off the polished bevels. So pretty clean, aesthetically looking watch, I think. All right, let's pop this on my 7.25 inch wrist. Of course, it is not sized, but there it is on my 7.25 inch wrist. So you can get a visual what that looks like. They're extremely comfortable. I do prefer, personally, the smaller, if you will, the 40 to 41 millimeter Aquaracers. That's why in my personal collection, I have this automatic variant here in the white dial, and it is darn near the same size. There's some subtle differences, but you can tell, you can usually spot a tag Heuer on the wrist of people pretty easily. They have some distinct characteristics that just kind of scream tag. And it's hard to define because like this one has like little rider tabs, whereas this one doesn't, the new one doesn't have that. Rather, it has kind of a, you know, edged bezel, but then it also has a little bit of traction along there too. Let's kill the lights, check the loom. Tag usually does a pretty dang good loom, and that is the case here as well. Also, they are doing 2 different colors on this one as well. I've noticed that in the past. So you have green on pretty much everything, and then you have a blue loom on the minute hand. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Richard at Saltzman's. Tell him I sent you.